Also, meanwhile, is the rise of this something called Facebook games. Big problems. Yeah, I mean, you can see that they aren't super, well, great, but they, but damn it, they're something, and they definitely don't make an excuse for what they are, and these companies are huge. And what really is kind of startling about it is that these games were easily accessible. That's really kind of their key. Browser accessibility, social discovery. About half of Facebook users play games. That's more than 250 million people. Being able to reach that kind of audience is staggering. So, some of the lessons that you can learn from this are, it reinforces kind of what we already know. People like to play games together, they like to play games socially. This is something that we've known in the video game industry, well, forever. I love playing games with my friends. I love playing all sorts of games with my friends. Board games, and card games, and pencil and paper, and everything. And so, why shouldn't that just apply to being online? I want to be able to play with my friends. And here's a perfect way for us to hook up very easily through Facebook. So it kind of reinforced some stuff that we already knew, but the big thing that it did was that it validated free-to-play as a business model in the West, which had never really been done. And it wasn't just profitable, it was, well, hugely profitable. As you can see, Zynga has estimated revenue of more than $50 million a month, which is pretty amazing. So, we kind of put this all together at this point. The browser. It's pretty obvious to me that in the near future, the browser will be seen as a high-end console. It's got a great install base. About 2 billion people use browsers on almost a daily basis. The browser is already very habitual for everybody. It's people go on and use them all the time. They're simple, everybody understands them, they can get all over the place, and it's really become integrated with our lives. Many times I'll be at a restaurant and I'm looking stuff up on my phone and things like that. So it's very, very common story. It's the ultimate in accessibility. And by that, I mean, like, the difference between, I feel like we're on a shift right now in the game industry. Very much in the same way that we were on a shift from DOS to Windows 95. When you had to be a computer scientist to be able to run the DOS games and understand all of these intricate things, and then go to the Windows 95 where you're sticking the CD in, you're installing it, double-clicking on an icon to make it run, the amount of people that played PC games went way, way, way up. And I feel like we're on the same sort of massive growth in the PC industry right now, when you go from somebody that can install, which is still kind of a complicated process, but not too bad on Windows 95, to being able to open a browser and go to a website, you can click on a link and things like that, and be able to play a game and not have a barrier to entry. That's just really, really, well, sexy to publishers. It's amazing that we'll be able to get all these games in front of a bigger and bigger audience, and PC game will become not only relevant, but will become the dominating form of gaming in the future. And so the thing that is really going to push this over the edge is that there are going to be very real 3D games in the browser very, very soon. Unity already has it, which requires a plugin. Flash has talked about, they announced this Molehill update, which is basically ActionScript OpenGL. And HTML5 and WebGL and things like that are all coming, and very soon we'll be able to play console-level, high-quality product in the browser, and be able to hit Alt-Enter and go full screen and have really no barrier to entry. So you'll be able to get your games downloaded over the internet for free. You'll be able to walk right in. You don't need to sign up. You don't need to register. And that kind of goes hand in hand with the free-to-play business model. Free-to-play will become the dominant model here in the West. It's coming, and so we've got to be very careful how we do this, because I don't want people, we've got to be very careful how you message this, because people are like, oh, free-to-play, I don't want to be nickel and dimed and blah, 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 blah. And I don't believe in that at all. I really want to give it has always been my dream, and people that know me can attest to this, that I would prefer if I could actually make a living to actually give away all of my products. Money is a side effect of what I'm doing, not really the point of what I'm doing. And to get there, and disguise giving away the whole damn thing for free behind this free-to-play business model. So I'm very much a believer in being able to do stuff that gives away all of the content in the game, able to play the entire way through without having to pay a dime. And I really want that to be the reality, and that's really kind of the model that we're shooting for. So upfront content expectations are a little bit lower. We don't have to make the world's largest MMO of all time. When it's free, people will say, well, it's free, and they're going to be working on it, and if people like it, then we can keep adding on to it. And we don't need to go out and say, well, we're going to spend 6 years or 7 years making something in tens of millions of dollars. We can scale it down and make something that is a more confined but controlled and creative experience, and come out with something that a lot of people can play and still be in the same world and still be able to have a good time. And the no barrier sample, meaning that I don't need to pay anything. I can come in, I can play, I can do whatever I want, I can go around, I can play all the content. Yes, I might have to pay to make my purple suit or something like that, but these are things that it is a business at the same time. So I'm hoping that even that's free. Don't let them hear that. So it keeps budgets down, and it's a very proven track record in Asia. Asia has been this way for a little while now. I have seen it, I've experienced it, and it's really, I think that not only proving out to be very successful there, but other developing countries that have video game programs, South America, Eastern Europe, things like that. This is definitely very precisely for them too. So this future is now. The real high-quality creative 3D games are coming to the browser, and they will be free. And that is really, really, really exciting to me. Because it's in its infancy, there'll be smaller, more creative products, and those things will be the first to emerge. They'll come back to the creative PC period of the mid-90s, in my opinion. I think that we're going to get a bunch of really high-quality product, a lot of creativity, Plants vs. Zombies, things like that, but in the browser with massive accessibility. This is kind of in its infancy, so it's just right here and right now and right for the taking, and I believe that in the end, all of it will have a bunch of really fun things to play. So that's it. Thank you.